let's get right into this review for Eddington. Alright, so Eddington is directed by Ari Aster, who notably worked on previous films like Hereditary and Midsommar. This film stars Joaquin Phoenix as the main lead. The story here follows him playing a small-town sheriff in Eddington, New Mexico, who pits himself against the mayor played by Pedro Pascal due to difference of perspectives and heightened personal drama. Now to preface, I haven't really seen much advertising for this film. I probably only saw the vague teaser trailer maybe once or twice, and even then I wasn't really sure what to make of that preview. So I pretty much went into this film as blind as possible, without knowing what to expect or what type of genre this film was going to cover. Now that I've seen the film, what did I think about the cinematic package here? After everything considered, I thought it was a decent time. There were elements to this heavy drama-centered screenplay that I didn't see coming, which may or may not come out as a pleasant surprise to other viewers who watched this film. It's going to be a mixed bag for sure, but one definite thing that I can say is that Eddington was a one-of-a-kind cinematic experience. There's both good and bad elements at play here in this screenplay. This was a nutty amalgamation of varied pivotal story beats and deeply rooted, unforgiving political satire to be explored here in this narrative with all of its distinct characters. To start off with the positives, I thought this film worked great as a modern showcasing of political satire on all sides of the spectrum. I also dug that the story setting took place during COVID and how that time period of the pandemic played an integral part to the drama. Another positive is that I thoroughly enjoyed the visuals paired along with the story. The set locations at Eddington were great, and there were many clever uses of different visual cues sprinkled throughout the acts. And really, this entire community of Eddington truly felt like it was on its last legs, and that any sort of future political change will make a drastic impact for the future of this community. So props to the team behind the scenes for choosing this set location and utilizing Eddington as the core foundation to encapsulate this entire screenplay. Also, Joaquin Phoenix as the main lead absolutely crushed his role here. We follow his character for the majority of this story, and there are deep layers to his character that slowly get peeled away to showcase new forms of himself in this absolutely cuckoo screenplay. Now to talk about some negatives, the story does indeed drag on at times in Act 2 and 3. The film is roughly 2 hours and 25 minutes, and it's not necessarily that I got bored in any of the acts per se, but more so there are myriads of aspects and layers to this story which can turn out to be a double-edged sword. The film tries to go left, right, up, down with the multitude of pivotal side stories involved, and I didn't necessarily think the usage of these side characters or side journeys paid off by the time credits rolled. Therefore, I just couldn't justify the film's length being this long. And again, this film truly tries to showcase many perspectives and varied character journeys that all want to play an integral part in some form or fashion to the story, so you get this weird amalgamation of deeply interconnected storytelling that can very much so be both a big hit or miss at times. So by the end, the cinematic experience definitely felt a bit too jumbled for its own good. My final score for Eddington is 7 out of 10. This was a solid one-time watch experience for me. It's kind of hard for me to say who exactly this screenplay is for, but if you enjoyed Ari Aster's previous work, I think you'll find this to be a positive experience more often than not. For everyone else, I think you just have to go into this with an open mind, more so than other contemporary films. Be ready for some slow burn segments and some confusion during your viewing. There was definitely a lot more post-screening pondering that I did for this film, which helped me to appreciate the film more than the messy feeling I initially felt when the credits rolled. Anyways, thanks for checking this review out. More coming out next week, so stay tuned, and I shall see you on my next upload. Until then, stay safe out there, and peace.